But yeah, it's it's a fairly new thing to me. I wish that I could say that I lost my leg in like a cool way, like a chainsaw fight. But yeah, but the truth is, it's embarrassing, but the truth of the matter is, I lost my leg. I was trying to fuck a shark. I'm just saying, scuba diving on Molly sounds fun, but know what you're getting into, You get down there, they're all slippery, shit happens. No, I wish I had like a cool, story for it, but I just had boring old cancer in my leg. But I don't have it now. That's the good thing. I don't have any more now. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I did. It would be weird if I did have cancer and I was like, this is what I was doing, You've got 6 weeks to live. Like, get me to It's Your Move. I've got to do this thing. But yeah, I just got my last scans back. I'm all clean as of now. They're gonna scan me like a Muslim's luggage for the rest of my life. But that's what happens. Has anyone here ever gotten an MRI before?
No.
Any Scandans or Scanjans out there? It's a trip. That's like the first thing that they had to do when I got diagnosed with cancer, is that they just wanted to like scan me for like 3 days straight. And like the thing about an MRI, if you've never had one, here's how it goes. They put you on like a little board, and then they slide you into this very tight little plastic tube, and then you can't move, you can't talk, you can't crush candy of any kind. You have to just stay very, very still for a very long time. And the thing about that is that there's like a lot of things that you want to do immediately when you find out that you have cancer, right? Like you want to just hug your parents, or take that bike ride through Paris that you never took, or take a bunch of ecstasy at a water park. You just want to. There's dreams that you have. Dreams. But the last thing that you want to do, in my opinion, is just pretend to be dead in a big plastic coffin for like 6 hours. That's the last thing I want to do. Just pretend to be dead in a big plastic coffin with nothing to do but your thoughts. Just get in there with the worst thoughts you ever had. And you think, like, maybe I could fall asleep. Like, maybe I could get some sleep in here because I got to lay here for so long. But it's very loud, And I knew it was loud. Like, I knew it was going to be loud, but I didn't know, like, how crazy the sounds were. It's like trying to fall asleep with your head inside of a dryer full of dildos and handguns. It's just like an EDM DJ having a seizure. Just very non-restful. Not therapeutic at a time when you could really use a little spa treatment. But yeah, at the end of it, I got cleared. The weird thing was that this whole thing happened to me right before Halloween. Which makes for a very spooky time, indeed. If my doctor even told me in a very Halloween way, she like snuck up behind me. You have cancer. She like wore a Freddy Krueger mask. She made it so fun. But after all of that, got through. I was clear. But then I had to have my amputation on Halloween Day, which is shitty, but also the most metal thing I've ever done in my life. Like, my metal quota is met forever. I could just do cardigans and loafers from here on out. Just listen to Perry Como on repeat. Just don't have to do anything cool again. So that whole thing happened, and here I am now. It was on Halloween Day, and so not to be left out of the festivities, I showed up at the hospital dressed as a pirate. Yeah. My parents were thrilled. They were really in a joking mood. They're like, great, okay. But I was like, yeah, I gotta get used to this, because this is gonna be my Halloween costume for the rest of my life. It's pirate, and that's fine. Pirate's great. Pirate's great when the alternative is a ghost. Pirate or ghost, I'll go pirate every single time. Yeah, Army-gar, here we go. As you can tell, it was a rough patch. But I'm a pretty happy person. I'm a pretty positive guy, and got a lot of great community around me. I've lived a good life. I live a good life. I've lived what the seminal band Third Eye Blind would refer to as a semi-charmed kind of life. I just find the positives in things. There's even positives to having one leg, that you wouldn't think about. For instance, I don't have to worry about pairs of socks anymore. There's no such thing as a pair of socks for me anymore. There's just the sock and the auxiliary sock. The sock and the understudy sock steps in, so to speak, should the other sock go follow its dreams. Whatever it is that a sock does, just runs off to join Cirque du Soleil. So that's one thing. Another thing, this one's for the fellas out there. Guys, you've probably done this before. Have you ever had a big date coming up and you think, is anyone here on a date right now? It's a side piece crowd, I get it. Low crowd. But you're out on a date, and you think you might get lucky at the end of this date. And so before you go out, you do a little trim to make your junk look bigger. You see where I'm going with this? Just imagine if you could trim 2 feet off your fucking leg, right? The optical illusion that you could create with that kind of cut. So that is some LucasArts CGI sort of stuff. Wait, that's me. Another thing is, this was, a satisfying moment for me. The other day, I stubbed my toe on the coffee table, but I stubbed the toe on my metal foot, and the coffee table started crying. I was like, doesn't feel so good, does it, you mahogany son of a bitch? You stubbed on me. You stubbed on me this time. The tables have turned. That's where that term comes from. The tables have turned. That's where that comes from. That situation. And also, it's very hard to lose 20 pounds during the holidays. So that's this.